As we have studied that different people from different parts of the country participated in the non-cooperation and Khilafat movement. But soon the movement lost its pace. How was it possible? Now let us have the look on the topic. In cities, gradually the movement slowed down for the variety of reasons. Khadi was more expensive than mass-produced milk cloth, and the poor people were unable to afford to purchase it. Similarly, the boycott of the British institution posed a problem for the common masses, especially the teachers and the students, those who left the schools and colleges. For the movement to be successful, alternative Indian institutions had to be set up so that the children as well as the teachers can join them in place of the British ones. These were slow to come up. So the students and the teachers began move back to the government schools, and the lawyers joined back work in the government courts, as the lawyers also didn't have any substitution to do their jobs. Thus, the movement gradually slowed down in the cities. In the villages, the non-cooperation movement took a violent form, especially by the Awadh peasants, who turned into revolting. As the movement spread out in 1921, the houses of talukdars and merchants were attacked. Bazaars were looted and grain hoards were taken over. The movement here was due to the high demands of taxes imposed on the peasants by the talukdars. In many places, local leaders told peasants that Gandhiji had declared that no taxes were to be paid and land was to be redistributed among the poor. The name of Mahatma Gandhi was being highlighted to sanction all the actions and aspiration that people wanted to do. The tribals also turned violent and they took various actions against the colonial government, as the British government has closed the large forest areas and prevented tribal people from entering the forest to graze their cattle and to collect fuel wood and fruits. This all resulted that the tribal community attacked police stations, attempted to kill British officials and carried on guerrilla warfare for achieving Swaraj. Raju was captured and executed in 1924 and over time became a folk hero of his community for the long-lasting time. The tea plantation workers of Assam were unable to reach their home due to the steamers and railway strike. These workers stood over there for a long period of time waiting for the railway and the steamers, but unable to reach to their destination. They were caught by the police and beaten up very badly. In this way, the people, those who worked on the plantation site, they were tortured and finally beaten up. People from different groups joined Gandhiji's non-cooperation movement, but This non cooperation movement went slow down in different parts of the countries due to their specific problems. In cities, as it went down due to the lack of the institutions, and in the villages, people were started becoming violent, and thus the non cooperation movement slowed down. The tribal community also became violent, and they kill British officials. The tribal groups and the tea planters chanted the name of Gandhiji and raised these slogans demanding Swatantra Bharat. They were emotionally attached to an all India protest, but after a short span of time, due to various reasons, the non cooperation movement came to the end. In the series, there was some incident happens which led Gandhiji to called off the movement. One of such movement was named as the Chori Chora incident that held in the year 1922. In February 1922, in Chori Chora, Uttar Pradesh, an incident held that made Gandhiji upset. The angry mob burnt the police station in which 22 policemen were burnt alive. Gandhiji felt the movement was turning violent in many places, and satyagrahis needed to be properly trained before they would be ready for mass struggle. Hence, Gandhiji decided to call off the movement in the year 1922. In this way, the non cooperation movement that was started along with the Khilafat movement in the year 1920 was called off in the year 1922